let's flip over to the defensive side of the football. There is, obviously, you could talk about TJ Watt being an absolute menace. Guy's ridiculous. There's a bigger, more glaring issue. I don't even want to say an issue, just like a decision that has to be made. Last night, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they rocked with Levi Wallace and Patrick Peterson at cornerback. I anticipate that's going to continue from here on out. But I think it's clear as day at this point that the Pittsburgh Steelers' best option is Joey Porter Jr. Makes zero sense not to start Joey Porter Jr. And I like Levi Wallace. I think Levi Wallace is a good dude, and I think he's a competent cornerback. What I saw from him last night was a guy who was as lost can be out on that football field. Meanwhile, Joey Porter Jr. was, if you didn't ask him to tackle, he was a stud. You know, you ask him to tackle, he's not that great at it. But if you just say, hey, go cover this guy, the Steelers' best option far, far and beyond. We've asked this last week and the week before that and the week before that, but is it time to start Joey Porter Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, Joey Porter Jr. would be Darrelle Revis if this was flag football. He would no one would even get past him. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I get concerned less with, whether he's a starter or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more concerned with how many snaps he's playing. Like, if he's playing 60 or 70% of the snaps, like I could really care less if he's the first guy out there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Steelers are going to be a little old-fashioned in that they will respect Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace enough to let them kind of hold on to those starting jobs. But
yeah,
when the game matters, it's been the past 2 weeks when the game has really mattered, when the snaps have been the most important, they've gone to Joey Porter Jr. And I think that's been the right move. I think you can live with some of the tackling issues or the development of his tackling at this level if he can continue to cover the way he has.
Yes, I agree.
Joey still seems to kind of get away, though, with some of the stuff people were afraid of in college. Like, he's still pretty handsy. He hasn't really – I don't think he's gotten flagged for
No, but
DPI.
he should have, dude, because that one – that was a straight pass interference. Like, he almost – that was the best tackle he had all night long was on that play. But you didn't get flagged, so who cares?
Yeah, I mean, my bad. I mean, just if you can get away with it, like, I mean, like the results speak for itself. If they're not going to call you for it, then keep doing it, man. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, just keep talking. Just I got the snap counts here. So Patrick Peterson played 99% of the team's defensive snaps, which I think that's a skewed number just because he bounces inside. So, like, he almost doesn't come off the field just because Chandon Sullivan does come off the field. Joey Porter Jr., 78% of the team's defensive snaps last night. Levi Wallace, 72% of the team's defensive snaps. So the turn might be coming. What's your number? Like, what do you not? The Rams are a hard team to talk about because, like, a hard example to use because they run 3 wide receiver sets almost exclusively. What's like a typical offense where you only have to have 2 corners out there and maybe a slot? What's your number that you're looking for Joey Porter Jr.? I want to say Levi Wallace because, like we said, Patrick Peterson's a weird number to work with, but like a Joey Porter to the starters kind of split.
I think it's got to be like at least it's got to be around that 70% number again next week, and then kind of keep moving forward. It's got to like bump up to 80 maybe the next week, and like keep, or maybe go 70 to 75 to 80 to 85, and then like eventually to that point where he's playing like 90% of the snaps. Because I think you make a good point also about how Patrick Peterson's going to move around a little bit. Like, you can keep all 3 of these guys on the field. Like, I also have not been super impressed with Chandon Sullivan. So
no, gosh,
I mean, the idea that he should continue to see playing time, no thanks. I haven't been super impressed with Patrick Peterson either, but I think, your best option is him over Sullivan in the slots. So you can find some wiggle room for Peterson to stay on the field, and then Porter to continue to get more and more reps. And then, I mean, I hear you about Levi Wallace. There's been no point really during the season where I've been super impressed with him. Maybe that Raiders game where he came up with 2 picks, but like even then, I don't know. I wasn't. He did not have. I did not think he had a very good game, like play to play, like actually covering people. But
no.
So I don't really know. I don't know if you can completely move on from Levi, but I'd still feel more comfortable, I feel like, with Joey Porter out there on a snap-to-snap basis than than Levi Wallace right now. So
yeah, I agree. It's not about the like Levi comes up with splash, but it was like last year. Like Levi had was it 4-5 interceptions, something like that
yeah,
last
like I
season.
thought more, quite honestly. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but like Levi didn't play great last season. He got blown up a bunch of times. But that's the thing is like Levi is a capable NFL cornerback, but he's not going to start on most teams. And even if he does start for Pittsburgh, like that's cool as long as Joey Porter's out there. You know what I mean? Like stop putting a guy's best receiver and saying, "All right, Levi Wallace, man, he's got it." No, you have Joey Porter Jr. for a reason. He's the future. I am excited to see where Darius Rush goes in the next couple of weeks. I don't know if he'll get involved. I caught him working with Patrick Peterson Friday, and I was talking to him about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude. The second I walked in this building and realized Pat P was here, I'm going over to Pat P, and we're gonna figure out this defense." So hopefully that becomes a thing at some point. But yeah, dude, Joey Porter Jr. has got to be out there. There's no questions about it anymore. The dude's it's not like a small sample size. And like, honestly, if Terrell Austin like took the podium on Thursday and was like, "Yeah, man, until he could tackle, he can't start," I'd be like, "All right, I get that. You know, you gotta be able to tackle." But if he just keeps saying things like, "Nah, I don't think he's ready to take on that role yet," I don't think he's actually watching film. I think he's just like dozing off, you know, or staring at TJ Watt, something. Because Joey Porter is by far their best corner, and I think everybody acknowledges it at this point. I think Patrick Peterson even knows it at this point, and he's like kind of open to moving inside because he made it known to a lot of us in the locker room that like he kind of expected to move around a little bit more and maybe like is super open to moving around a little bit more. And I think it's Joey Porter Jr. I think that's clear as day.